This happy morning, my dear children. Hope you're all enjoying this great vacation. My dear children, we are missing you a lot. Actually, June 1st, we were expecting you in the school and we are longing to see you. But the thing is, anyway, we are unable to see you, but you all are able to see your teachers in your house itself. So my dear children, hope you all are very safe. You are all enjoying with your parents. Always have good food, breakfast, be healthy, stay home, stay safe. This is the time where you have to enjoy. So my dear children, these many days you were all sitting and utilizing the time playing in mobile and doing many other things. Now I think it's time for you to utilize the mobile in a fruitful manner. That's why we, Gurukulam family, we, your teachers, we have come to you to give you better lessons. So my dear children, now let me introduce myself. I am Sindhu, handling geography for all the 10th standard and class teacher of 10th E. So my dear children, already last year I handled geography for you. Again same thing, no changes this year also. History 40 marks and geography 40 marks. So I think let me come back to the lesson. So this year first lesson of geography will be season and time. Already we know there are many seasons over here. We have learnt about seasons. No need of learning, we know about seasons. Summer season, winter season, autumn season. Right now summers, it's too hot. Now can anyone tell what are the causes for this season? Maybe you will be wondering what are the causes for this season. No doubt about it. The changes that is happening in the earth's surface, that is what is the main cause of season. That is, there are two movements in the earth's surface. One is rotation and another one is revolution. So there are many reasons for changes in the cause of seasons. Among that, one is rotation, another one is revolution, and the third one is, we can say, it is because of the tilt of the earth's axis. Tilt ennu parayumo, earth in the axis ചെറുതായിട്ടൊരു ചലനമുണ്ടാവും. So what do you mean by rotation? These things you would have studied in your earlier classes itself. When you were in UP class itself, you would have studied what is rotation and what is revolution. Maybe rotation means movement of the earth on its own axis, and revolution, movement of the earth around the sun in an elliptical way. So this particular lesson we will be studying in two different divisions. The first division we will be studying based on season, and the second division we will be studying based on time. So the first part of it is tilt of the axis. I was just mentioning about the axis, that is tilt of the axis, inclination. Now what is this tilt of the axis? The earth's axis is tilted at an angle of, so when I say the earth's axis is tilted, when I say it is tilted at an angle from the orbit, charivan, this inclination is there. From the orbit it is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree, and from vertical it is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree. So the first concept that you are going to study is tilt of the axis. The earth's axis is tilted. How much is the earth's axis tilted? From the orbit it is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree, and from the vertical it is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree, and this is called as tilt of the axis. Now the second concept what we are going to study today is parallelism of the axis. The second concept what we are going to study today is parallelism of the axis. Now, what is this parallelism of the axis? Maybe this word is quite new to you. Already we studied tilt of the axis. Now, what do you mean by parallelism of the axis? Parallelism of the axis means this tilt, this tilt is maintained throughout the revolution. The tilt, that is from the orbit 66.5 degree and from the vertical 23.5 degree tilt is maintained throughout the revolution, and this is called as parallelism of the axis. Since the parallelism of the Earth's axis is maintained throughout the revolution, there is movement of the sun from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. Once again, let me repeat. Since the parallelism of the axis, that is from the orbit 66.5 degree and from the vertical it is inclined at 23.5 degree, this parallelism is maintained throughout the revolution. There is a movement of sun from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. And this movement of the sun is called as apparent movement of sun. Since the parallelism of the axis is maintained throughout the revolution, the movement of the sun, there is a shift in the movement of the sun from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. And this movement of sun is called as apparent movement of sun. So this is the third concept that we are going to study. So what is meant by apparent movement of sun? The parallelism of the axis is maintained throughout the revolution. This causes the movement of the sun from Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn. So these are the three concepts that we have studied, and these three concepts are very important from the examination point of view. Now let us see which are those four directions where the sun's position changes. Now, what is this? Which is this line I have drawn in the center? That is, this is northern hemisphere and this is southern hemisphere. Now, in the center, I have drawn a line. This is an imaginary line. So, what is this imaginary line? Already you would have studied in your earlier classes, my dear children. This imaginary line, which divides the earth into two equal halves, is called as equator. Equator. So what is equator? Equator is an imaginary line that divides the earth into two equal halves. Now, why am I talking about this equator right now? This is where the concept lies. Now I am just discussing about the position of the sun. Now there are different dates where the sun's position keeps on changing. And what changes occur on this date? Let us see. Now, on March 21, now I have started my destination. This is what a simple example I can give. I said I have started my destination. If I ask you that, from where do you come from? Surely, no doubt about it, you will give me an answer. I come from my home, teacher. So, you begin your journey from your home. Same way, look at the board. Where have I written the date? I have written the first date, that is March 21, on this equator. So, one thing is very clear. The position of the sun is on equator on March 21. So from March 21 to, which is this date? June 21. You can see the board. From March 21 to June 21, what is the movement of the sun? So one thing is very clear, you can see the movement of the sun is from equator to, yes you are right, equator to Tropic of Cancer. Yes. So March 21 to June 21, my dear children, look at the board, it's very important. March 21 to June 21, the movement of the sun, the apparent position of the sun is from equator to Tropic of Cancer. Then, now the journey begins from where it is, you can see, from Tropic of Cancer. What is the date? Yes, June 21 to what is this? September 23. From June 21 to September 23. Again you can see the board. From Tropic of Cancer to equator. So you can see this is the first direction. This is the second direction. Again the third one is September 23 to December 22. From equator to Tropic of Capricorn. This is the third journey, and the fourth one is December 22 to March 21. Fourth journey. You can look at the board and hopefully you can give the answer. You can just guess and tell me what is the answer. Surely you would have guessed by this time from Tropic of Cancer to equator. This is what is the apparent position of the sun. So 4 different directions it is moving. The first one is from on March 21 to June 21, from equator to Tropic of Cancer. The second is from on June 21 to September 23, from Tropic of Cancer to equator. The third one is September 23 to December 22, equator to Tropic of Capricorn. And the fourth one is from Tropic of Capricorn to equator. This is called, these are the 4 dates where the sun's movements keeps on changing. Now let me refresh what I have said. There are 3 factors. The first concept what I discussed was tilt of the axis. The Earth's axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree from the orbit and 23.5 degree from the vertical plane. What did I say then about the parallelism of the axis? I said this tilt is maintained throughout the revolution. It is called as parallelism. Then I discussed about apparent movement of the sun. The parallelism is maintained throughout the revolution, and due to this the movement of the sun is changing, and this is called as apparent movement of the sun. And we discussed that what happens from March 21 to June 21, from June 21 to September 23, September 23 to December 22, December 22 to March 21. Yes, now hopefully you would have understood what are the causes for the seasons. Already in the very beginning of my class I said the causes for seasons are variations in the amount of the sunshine, rotation, revolution and tilt of the axis. So once again let me repeat: the apparent movement of the sun, revolution and tilt of the axis leads to various seasons, that is summer, winter, spring and autumn. Now let us see what are the changes that takes place in the duration of day and night on these particular days when the sun's rays is falling on a particular thing. Now on March 21, listen carefully my dear children, it can be a 2 marks question, it can be marks question for your board exam. On March 21, now as I said, the position of the sun is onto the equator. The sun's rays fall vertically over to the equator. So what I was trying to say is, when the sun's rays falls vertically over to the equator, what will happen? No doubt about it, the length of days and night will be equal on both the hemispheres. So already I have discussed what is equator. It is an imaginary line that divides the earth into two equal halves. It is equal. So when the sun's rays fall onto the equator, when the position of the sun is onto the equator, which are the days? That is March 21 and September 23. The position of sun is onto the equator. Rays of the sun is onto the equator. So what will happen? Naturally, the length of days and night will be equal on both the hemisphere. Hence, March 21 and September 23, these days are called as equinoxes. Once again, let me repeat. March 21 and September 23, it is called as equinoxes. Why these days are called as equinoxes? Because the length of days and nights are equal on both the hemispheres. Now, what is happening on June 21? This is the thing. On June 21, the movement of the sun is, the position of the sun is in the northern hemisphere. That is what? That is Tropic of Cancer. That is the thing. Tropic, northern hemisphere. When the sun's rays is over here, no doubt about it, days are more here. Length of days will be more here. And what will happen here? Days will be shorter. Once again, let me repeat. When the sun's rays falls over here, days, length of days will be more. So northern hemisphere will have spring season and southern hemisphere will have autumn season. That is the thing. So on March 21 and September 23, equal days and equal nights. On June 21, sun's rays fall vertical directly onto the Tropic of Cancer. So here days are longer. Hence it is called as summer solstice. So June 21, it is called as summer solstice. Let me explain to you once again. On June 21, what is the position of the sun? March 20, from equator to northern hemisphere, that is Tropic of Cancer. So when the sun's position is towards the northern hemisphere, days, no doubt about it, days will be longer there. Hence, it is called as summer solstice. North will be experiencing summer and south will be experiencing winter. So here it is called as summer solstice. Then here September 23, already I have said, days and nights will be equal. And December 22. December 22. The position of the sun is from equator to Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn, that is southern hemisphere. Yes. So my dear children, so hope it is clear. June 21 in northern hemisphere, it will be summer solstice. So maybe they'll ask a question, what is summer solstice? Simple answer. Answer made by this time you will know. On June 21, the length of day will be longer in northern hemisphere. Now comes the next one, December 22. Very clear it is. What is the concept of December 22? How is the position of sun on December 22? It moves from equator to Tropic of Capricorn. So what is the thing? In southern hemisphere, it will be summer solstice. But in northern hemisphere, what is the thing? It is on December 22, it will be winter solstice. So, my dear children, once again, what are the peculiarities of these days? March 21 and September 23, the sun's rays fall vertically over to the equator. Hence, these days are called as equinoxes. What do you mean by equinoxes? The length of days and nights will be equal on both the hemisphere. Then on June 21, what is the speciality? It is called as summer solstice. Why summer solstice? Because the position of the sun is on Tropic of Cancer in northern hemisphere. The length of day will be longer in northern hemisphere. And thus it is called as summer solstice. Then what is the speciality of December 22? The speciality of December 22 is it is called as winter solstice. Why winter solstice? Because the position of the sun is towards Tropic of Capricorn in southern hemisphere. So the northern hemisphere will have winter season. So it is called as winter solstice. Thus we conclude the class. In the coming classes we will study about different seasons and its peculiarities. Today by evening I am sending you the workouts. Thank you, my dear children.